Hello, this is Richard Law with the Society of Field Inspectors. I want to talk to you today about some easy ways to quit an inspection company that you really don't like. Maybe you like them for a lot of different reasons or just a few reasons, but some of the reasons could be that they just don't pay a lot, their fees are very low. Maybe they like to send you out of area quite often. Maybe the work is dangerous. They want you to knock on the doors of delinquent borrowers and go uninvited into backyards. Maybe the work is not interesting. Maybe they don't treat you with respect. There could be a whole bunch of ways where you really don't like the company, but you're kind of afraid to tell them why you're quitting. You don't want to tell them about all the bad things you don't like about them. So probably an easy way to get out of a company and leave a company is to get jury duty. And the way it works is you talk to the company, you say, hey, last week I got a letter from the clerk of the court here in my county, and they said I need to report on Monday at 8 o'clock for jury duty. Well, I have a job. I have a couple of jobs. And I actually went out to the courthouse and I talked to the clerk of the court. And I explained to her that I was an independent contractor and that I needed to continue working in order to pay my bills, okay? And for that reason alone, they should excuse me from having to show up for jury duty. And the clerk of the court, was very hard to deal with. She said, well, you're going to show up. Your reasons are not valid. The fact that you have a job, everyone kind of has a job and they have jury duty. So you're going to have to show up, okay? And if you don't show up, we're going to send a sheriff's deputy out to your home and pick you up and bring you to the courthouse. And so you decide what you want, but anyway, you're going to be here on Monday at 8 o'clock. And we have a really heavy court schedule, a load of cases, and you're probably going to be serving on the jury duty for at least 2 months and maybe 3 months, because like I say, we've got a lot of cases we have to get through the court here, and it just takes time. Some of these cases last for a very long time and they're all important. So that's the deal. You're not, this is what she's telling me, you're not excused. You will be here on Monday at 8 o'clock, and if you're not, we'll pick you up, and there'll be some other consequences that go with that. So basically that's how the conversation ended, and I have jury duty, and I don't see any way I can get out of it. And what you got to do is kind of rehearse the story so it sounds really good and really natural, and so you don't make any mistakes, so that when you present this information to your employer, that it goes through very smoothly. And then you want to end it and say, listen, I really don't know how long it's going to last, but what I'll do is get back with you when I'm pretty close to this jury duty ending, and kind of give you some details on where I'm at, and we can maybe pick up then. But like I say, don't expect to hear from me, or certainly don't send me any work. Don't send me any work until I get back to you. And like I say, it's going to be 2 months, maybe 3 months. And make sure you take and get what you owe me, into my direct deposit account, because I'm really not going to be making any money, okay? And I need every little bit of money I can get. So please do not delay, paying me, because I think that's very important. And like I say, I'll get back to you, when I'm done with this jury duty. So that's what you got to say. You got to say it so it sounds, like you're a real story. And that's the way you kind of want to end it. I'll get back to you when things kind of cool off a little bit and get back to normal for me. And like I say, if you don't like a company and they're not treating you well, and they're not giving you respect, you need to kind of get away from them. And getting jury duty is a very easy way to do it. You just got to kind of make it sound like you're unhappy about it, but it's going to happen, and everyone's going to have to live with it. So if you do that, let me know how it works out for you. And like I say, rehearse what you're going to say, because you got to make it sound very, very, very convincing. We'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, you can certainly call me. You can reach me in Florida at 352-324-6042. And let me know how all those cases you got on jury duty, how they worked out. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.